December 7th, 1941. On a quiet Ford Island tarmac, surrounded by the sleeping giants of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, an impossible sight stands ready, a lone F-22 Raptor, fully fueled and armed. This anachronism belongs to the future, a sleek predator from the 21st century stranded amidst the dawn of carrier warfare. Imagine the ultimate what-if scenario. The most advanced fighter jet in history facing the opening salvo of World War II's Pacific theater. The calm before the storm feels heavy, as if time itself is holding its breath, waiting to see what happens when modern technology collides with a past forever changed by this unexpected visitor. The morning air sits heavy with an eerie calm, the kind that blankets Ford Island like a silent warning. Battleships rest anchored in peaceful slumber, their steel hulks seeming almost serene against the soft light of a Sunday dawn. But beneath this stillness lies vulnerability. American forces caught off guard, their defenses slack and unready for the tempest about to descend. It's a quiet before the storm, a deceptive lull that masks the gathering shadow on the horizon. The calm is fragile, a breath held before history shatters forever. On the approach, the Imperial Japanese Navy's strike force was a formidable sight, massive, confident, and ruthless. 353 aircraft roared through the skies in two powerful waves, each plane focused on a deadly mission to shatter American naval power in a single, devastating blow. Their precision was terrifying, their numbers overwhelming. This was no ordinary attack. It was a calculated, aggressive strike designed to cripple the Pacific Fleet and dominate the war from the very start. The skies above Oahu held the tension of an unstoppable force meeting an unready defense. As the first wave of 183 Japanese planes nears Oahu, an eerie silence grips the island calm before the storm. Suddenly, the F-22's canopy seals with a precise hiss, and an engine roar breaks through the quiet, unlike anything heard in 1941. The Raptor blasts down the runway, jet turbines screaming to life, then ascends sharply into the sky. This modern marvel, out of place and time, has just entered the fray. The battle for the Pacific has begun, and against overwhelming odds, this lone fighter streaks toward the enemy formation, poised to change history. The F-22's greatest edge lies not just in speed or firepower, it's in information. Its advanced AESA radar pulses continuously, slicing through clouds and chaos alike, mapping every Japanese aircraft from over 100 miles away. The pilot's cockpit becomes a god's eye view of the skies, a living, breathing map where enemy formations appear as glowing blips, precise and undeniable. No longer flying blind, this lone Raptor sees the entire strike force before they even spot Oahu. It's an overwhelming advantage, shifting the battle's odds in favor of the defender before a single shot is fired. Long before any 1941 radar could even dream of spotting the F-22, the lone pilot's advanced AESA radar paints a crystal-clear picture of the massive Japanese strike force gathering miles away. Targets are locked, carefully chosen for maximum impact. The choice is instant and inevitable. Engage. This is no ordinary dogfight. It's a silent ambush from the future against the past. The Raptor, unseen and unheard by those below, prepares to rewrite history with its first deadly move. From beyond the horizon, unseen and unheard, the F-22 Raptor strikes with lethal precision. In the sky, there is no warning, no tracer fire, no flicker of enemy aircraft, only sudden, explosive destruction. Japanese planes disintegrate mid-air, caught unawares by an invisible foe. The silence is terrifying, broken only by the sharp report of missiles finding their marks. To the baffled attackers, it's as if a ghost hunts them, dismantling their carefully planned strike before it can even begin. The Raptor turns the tides of battle with an eerie, unseen hand. In the midst of the formation, planes suddenly erupted into flames without warning. AB-5N Kate torpedo bomber disintegrated in a fiery explosion, sending debris scattering through the sky. Its wingman vanished without a trace. The Japanese pilots were thrown into chaos, confused, frightened, struggling to grasp what invisible force was tearing their ranks apart. Their well-ordered assault shattered, the command structure crumbled under an unseen, incomprehensible threat. Panic rippled through the attackers as they realized they were facing not just an enemy, but a ghost haunting their skies. The initial missile volley strikes with brutal efficiency, ripping through the tight formations like a ghostly thunderbolt. For the Japanese pilots, it's not just a battle anymore, it's a nightmare. Their well-drilled attack unravels instantly, shattered by an enemy they can neither see nor understand. Panic spreads like wildfire, confusion breaking the bond of discipline as planes explode without warning, leaving crews desperate and disoriented. They aren't facing a force of flesh and metal, they're fighting a phantom, a relentless shadow stalking their every move, turning the skies over Pearl Harbor into a chaotic, haunted battlefield. Closing the distance, the F-22 shifts into supercruise, pushing the limits of speed without a trace of afterburner. It streaks across the sky silently, a ghost invisible to the naked eye. This stealth and velocity give the pilot a deadly edge, slicing through the dense formations like a phantom, unseen and untouchable. The battlefield has shifted. Now it's a game of hit and vanish, where the Raptor's presence is known only by the sudden, fiery disappearances in the enemy ranks. With deadly precision, the pilot zeroes in on the most dangerous threats, the Kate torpedo bombers and Val dive bombers, speeding straight for Battleship Row. In a flash, the Raptor fires its missiles, then rockets away, only to strike again from a different angle. This hit-and-run tactic confuses the enemy pilots, making them think multiple attackers swarm from all directions. The swirling chaos plays perfectly into the Raptor's hands, buying precious moments as the lone defender fights an impossible battle against the overwhelming waves of steel and fire. The Raptor's kill count surges, shattering every expectation. Each missile and burst of cannon fire drops enemy planes with deadly precision, turning the Japanese assault into chaos. Yet, even a technological god cannot ignore the staggering scale of the attack. Hundreds of aircraft press forward, relentless and unyielding. The pilot faces a brutal truth. Sheer numbers might overwhelm even the most advanced machine. As the sky fills with fire and smoke, the battle becomes a fierce test. Can one fighter truly turn the tide against an entire armada? A critical reality crashes down. The internal weapons bay is empty. Every missile, all fire. The Raptor's dominant edge vanishes in an instant, leaving the pilot to rely on the 20mm Vulcan cannon. This means closing the gap, diving into close-range dogfighting, where no stealth advantage can spare a moment. The dance changes now from long-range precision strikes to frantic, razor-thin margins. The pilot's nerves tighten, the stakes skyrocket. There's no turning back. Every shot counts. Every maneuver could be the difference between survival and destruction. The game has changed, and the ultimate weapon must now fight hand-to-hand in the skies over a world locked in chaos. Fuel the invisible enemy. The F-22's engines gulp a jet fuel that simply doesn't exist in 1941. No quick pit stop, no refueling tanker in the sky. The pilot faces a hard limit. Only 30 to 40 minutes of combat time before the Raptor must land or crash. With this ticking clock, every decision becomes life-critical. Time isn't just passing, it's bleeding away. The countdown has begun. As the Raptor tears through what's left of the first wave, slicing the sky with lethal precision, the calm of surprise shatters. Down below, the base erupts into frenetic activity, alarms blaring, crews rushing to stations, eyes scanning the horizon. The second wave of 170 Japanese aircraft is already inbound, relentless and unforgiving. The element of surprise is gone. The battlefield has shifted, and now every second counts. The lone defender faces overwhelming odds, knowing that the next clash will test not just firepower, but endurance and will. The air hums with tension as history races toward its brutal turning point. Here's the problem the F-22 faces. It can only be in one place at a time. While it tears into one group of attackers, others slip through, undeterred, pressing their run toward Battleship Row. The lone defender can't stretch thin enough to stop them all. It's a brutal math no matter how advanced. No fighter can be everywhere at once. The sky is crowded, fast, and merciless. This is the cruel reality of war. Sometimes, even the most powerful weapon is overwhelmed simply by numbers. Despite the Raptor's ferocious defense, the relentless waves of Japanese bombers manage to break through its shield. From the cockpit, the pilot watches in horror as explosions erupt across Battleship, Row ships ablaze, airfields engulfed in fire. The serene harbor transforms into a battlefield of smoke and flame. The devastating assault is succeeding. The strategic objective the enemy sought is unfolding before their eyes. The price of survival suddenly stark and painfully clear. With fuel alarms blaring and the Vulcan cannon's rounds dwindling, the pilot steels himself for one last desperate strike. Swift and precise, the Raptor tears through the sky, cutting down a D-3A Valdive bomber. The enemy aircraft spirals uncontrollably, crashing into the sea below, a testament to the Raptor's fierce determination despite the looming limits. Every second counts now. The Raptor's tally is staggering: over a dozen enemy planes destroyed by a single fighter, a feat unheard of in any dogfight. Yet, even this technological marvel has limits. Suddenly, the engines begin to sputter, warning lights flashing. Fuel is running low. The fight that seemed unstoppable moments ago now teeters on the edge of defeat. The skies grow quiet around the faltering machine. This wasn't just a battle of skill, but a race against time and endurance. The Raptor, once a symbol of invincibility, now faces its own mortality in the heart of this historic battle. Stripped of fuel and weapons, the F-22 transforms from unstoppable hunter to helpless glider. Its engines falter, the roar replaced by a ghostly silence. No refuel or rearm exists for this futuristic fighter stranded in 1,941 skies. The mission has done the most advanced aircraft in human history now, just a silent, falling shadow against a burning backdrop. It's a haunting end to a battle that rewrote history. A reminder that even the greatest power can fall without support. Though battered and disoriented, the Japanese strike force pushes on, relentless in their mission. Their formations break apart, confusion spreading like wildfire, yet their determination remains unshaken. The skies over Pearl Harbor blaze with chaos as they complete their devastating assault. Fires rage across Battleship Row and the airfields lie in ruin. The damage is catastrophic, no one can deny that. But thanks to the fierce defense of the lone F-22 Raptor, the attack's fury was blunted, lives were spared, and confusion was sown among the enemy ranks. This glimpse of modern power amidst a historic tragedy shows us one undeniable truth: even the most advanced technology can't completely rewrite the rules of war. The F-22's sudden arrival turned what should have been a swift, devastating strike into a frantic, chaotic battle. Amid the smoke and explosions, it saved lives and disrupted enemy plans, but the overwhelming force and sheer scale of the attack couldn't be stopped by one fighter alone. This stark moment shows us that even the most advanced technology can't fully overcome the harsh realities of numbers, logistics, and support systems. It makes you wonder, what if a single modern weapon appeared in other historic battles? How would the tides of history shift? Share your thoughts below. We're eager to hear your ideas.